Hey guys, what's up? We're doing a product review on these ECC racing arms. First, there seemed to be a lot of good stuff out there about them, but I kind of want to share my experience with them and all the problems we've had with them. And there are actually so many that I had to make a list so I didn't forget them. So these things have got a total of 42 miles on them. We rode last weekend. First time we had them out. We had them on there since December, but hadn't got a chance to ride. So we took them out and we went to some more, and we did ride pretty hard, but that's what we always do. There was guys with regular 1000 XPs and Pro XPs and all the normal stock stuff that were riding with us and were doing everything. We were doing just fine. So nothing too crazy, just some normal trails. So first thing, you can see the tires will rub with these arms. That wasn't there never was advertised that you had to have a special offset wheel to run these arms. So we just got Valor V06s with 8-inch wide and their normal back spacing. And you can see on this side over here and how bad they actually did rub the upper arm. All the powder coats removed from here. And oddly enough, it rubbed the other side a little bit, but not nearly as bad as this side. Okay, and then you can kind of see also, to make these arms halfway function, I have MTS limit straps, and I have this side adjusted all the way up, which takes out about 2 inches of travel. So, like here, you're 12 inches from the bottom or so, and then this side over here, I've got this strap loosened up for just to show you guys how many inches of travel I had out just to get them where I was comfortable with running them. So at the 42 miles, we've got cracks on both upper A-arms on the welds on the bungs. You can see this one is pretty bad right here. I actually stopped riding when I seen that on Saturday because I was afraid it was going to break in the trails. And then this side's not as bad yet, but it is cracked. So that one's a little harder to see on camera, guys, but it is there. Okay, so one of the reasons we got the limit strap so tight is because you can see on this side, the CB boot will rub at full droop pretty good. And also, these arms will hit together. You can see it hitting the shock bolt right there. It hits the shock bolt at full droop, which is a design flaw in my opinion. Okay, so this side you can see I kind of solved that with the limit straps. So if you're going to run these, you definitely need the limit straps and short ones. Luckily the MTSs are adjustable, so you can kind of set them where you want. Okay. Another issue was the tie rods will hit the bottom A-arms, especially at full droop. In turn, we got Gabby the shop cap there. Get her out of the way, but we'll show you these tie rods. They'll hit the bottom arms. You can see that the powder is removed off of the arm, and then let me turn the key on here. We'll show you. Yeah, it's hitting the A-arm right there. And if you zoom out, you can actually see the A-arms. This brings us to your next point. These A-arm bushings at a whopping 42 miles have so much play in them that they're letting the whole arms move back and forth without the tires, the way the tires even on them. So that's another problem. The A-arm bushings, the design of them is just not good. It's too much rubber with a small custom cut little piece of metal like you'd see in a $30 shock you'd get from Napa. That brings me to another issue, the fitment of them. It was very hard to get them in there like that, and then it seems like no matter how tight you get them, they won't tighten up because there's just too much play with the rubber. So the arms are always going to have that play in them, which creates another issue. This top A-arms actually has hit the shock, and you can see the powder removed on the inside here of the A-arm. It's kind of hard to see on camera, guys, but you can see that scrape right there. That has hit that shock, and you can see the kiss mark on the shock also on my new MTS springs. So that's it. I mean, everything on this front end is just binding up to the point that I'm gonna end up going with a different setup. Yeah, could I grind them welds out and fix them and put, you know, some other welds on there, drill them and weld them, plug weld it to make it safe. Well, I don't know if I call it safe, but make it runnable. Yeah, I could, but I'm pretty much done with them. So that's a lot of things. Let me look here and see if I forgot anything. Oh yeah, fitment also. I like to never got the bottom shock bolts in, especially on that passenger side, because the holes just didn't line up. I really fought it to even get that bolt in there. I was almost to the point where I was thinking about drilling it out, but I didn't want to do that on brand new powder on arms I just spent thousands of dollars on. So another issue, I have not personally had it yet, but some of these guys I've seen are breaking that lower pin out of these, which they're GRP pins. I actually ordered a spare set and I have a spare set just because I was afraid of them breaking. So there's got to be something going on with geometry that's making that crash, and part of that could be because these arms, another thing, have inadequate steering stops, and you can see where the knuckles kiss the arms. So if you've got that full tilt and that's locked into that arm, and it's actually grooved these knuckles up pretty good on front and back there, with that's full tilt and that suspension's trying to cycle, it's putting that in a bind. That's probably what's causing those to break. So if these arms would have, if you added some bigger steering stops to them, would it solve some of the problems? Probably would. Definitely need to be rewelded, especially on that top arm. The A-arm bushings, other than cutting off the inner joint and changing the design of the bushing, I just don't see how that 1.5 inch of rubber is ever going to hold tight. So there's a lot of things there, guys. I waited till I thought I was comfortable with buying them. Black Friday deal come about. Seen some, not going to mention the names, other people posting videos about they, you know, they were great and golden and promise you the moon, but you never see the dark side of things. And as soon as before we even got them, we started seeing failures, and we decided to, you know, roll the dice and give them a shot. But they're just not going to work out. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and if you like seeing the goods and the bads, please like and subscribe.